Hey guys, welcome back. I know it's been maybe a year. It's been pretty close to a year since I posted on my channel, and for a good bit it was mostly planner related videos. I don't know if you can see Max, but apparently he wants to participate. But I originally started this channel for beauty and beauty related things. So kind of when I get back to that, do it for, you know, it's a creative outlet that I think most people are on here for. So I'm going to kind of reinvigorate my channel with an eyeing and not buying. I'm not going to do this weekly, just kind of periodically, especially when there's a hefty amount of new releases, which technically is like every week, but you know, things that interest me in one way or the other. I am not sure who originally started this, but I like watching Renee Cutler's videos that she does every Sunday for her eyeing and not buying, and there's some of my favorite videos that she makes. So that's where I'm gaining most of my inspiration from, but I mean, a lot of people do it. So I'm going to start with the eyeing category because I don't have as many, and then we'll end with buying. First up is the Love Anybody brand. That was created by YouTuber Loey Bug. She's got a couple different names on here, but in the last year or so she's been most known for doing like viral scary stories and paranormal things, even though she does have beauty videos and kind of, I think that's how she started. Anyway, she just did this very cool kind of launch where she, I guess, tricked us into thinking she was starting her own viral scary story, and in fact it was to promote her new brand. So right now there are 4 products in the line. You've got a stretch mark cream, an anti-chafe ointment, an anti-chafe stick, and a stretch mark serum. So for being a plus size woman myself, these products are very intriguing to me. I've never really tried anything for my stretch marks. I just haven't felt the need to, but that's also because I don't show off the parts of my body that have a lot of stretch marks, and that's something that like Loey on YouTube and Alex from Learning to Be Fearless and some other body positivity YouTubers are actually inspiring me to do more. And it's a journey. I think if you're on this journey, you understand it's not easy, and I am not just gonna pop out in my bikini and be all comfortable at once, but I'm hopefully getting there. I'm also trying to be healthy, and being skinny and healthy is not the same thing, but I'm getting off on a tangent. Anyway, I'm very interested in the anti-chafe stick and the ointment. I need to do a little more research. I don't know if the ointment is like to help if you already have chafing, but we'll see. And then maybe I'll test out the stretch mark cream and serum. These are available at Target and then on the Love Anybody website. And I looked at the pricing, and they're like each under $10. It's very affordable. So that is the first thing for my eyeing category. Next up is Makeup Revolution, and they have their reloaded eyeshadow palettes, and they come out with like different color variations all the time. But they just released 4 new ones, and 2 of them have caught my eye. There's one that's mostly blues with some greens in it, and I think that's called Deep Dive. And then they have one that looks like a total dupe for the Anastasia Sultry palette, which I didn't get, and I kind of regret not getting. But again, I'm trying not to spend so much money on makeup, so I believe these are like $7, so I'd rather do that. And I actually like the Makeup Revolution eyeshadows, but the Sultry dupe is called Hypnotic. So the other 2 are like a pinky, it looks like there's some pinky purples and some bronzes, and then there's like a really neutral, cool tone neutral palette, which I know a lot of people are getting into the cool tone, so that might be nice to try. But the ones that I want to get are Deep Dive and Hypnotic. Okay, so next is the Cover FX Perfector Face Palette. And I think it comes in light medium and then medium deep, I believe. So as fair as my skin is, I would obviously be interested in the light medium. And it has 2 highlighters, a contour, a blush, a finishing powder, and then a brightener. The brightener, looking at the picture, I can't tell if that's a cream or not, but I haven't really tried a lot of Cover FX. I have a setting powder. I haven't even opened it yet, but I'm still trying to finish up my other setting powders first. But it just looks really pretty, great for the summer. The first highlighter looks like it's too deep, would be too deep for me. But it just looks really pretty and I'm intrigued. This is something that I would want to go in store and swatch first, but I'm very interested in it. Next is another face palette. This is Charlotte Tilbury. I have never actually purchased from this brand either because it's very expensive, but everything about the brand is gorgeous. So if I had $1 million, I would be buying everything. But this is, again, there's 2 palettes. I think one for light skin, one for dark skin, and then there's 3 what are they called? Beauty Light Wand, which I think are like liquid illuminators. Those I could take or leave. I'm not really interested in, but it's the 2 Glowgasm palettes. You've got at least 1 highlight, 2 blushes, and a bronzer. Again, they're all shimmery, and that may be 2 highlights. I can't quite tell from the picture, but it's beautiful. The one for lighter skin is a little more kind of coral peachy, which I think looks great on fair skin. So again, something that I would want to see in person if I'm going to invest a lot of money in, but definitely eyeing that one. Okay, Too Faced is adding to their Clover collection, and when they came out with that palette, just the color story just didn't speak to me, and so I didn't get it. I don't dislike Too Faced. There's just not much from the brand that I'm like gotta have, although I love their Born This Way foundation and then their original concealer. Those are some of my all-time favorites for foundation and concealers, but everything else is just like, yeah. But this highlight, which beyond the cute packaging of the little Clover puppy, it looks like a highlight that would look really good on my fair skin. So that I may or may not, I'm definitely eyeing it, but will I buy it? Who knows. Okay, so last in my eyeing category is the Laura Mercier new spring collection. I believe it's called Mediterranean Escape, and there's several products in it. So there's this face bronzer illuminator cream product. They're calling it the Sun-Kissed Veil. I can't quite tell from the description what exactly it is, because you've got, I think it's technically a bronzer, but the packaging is beautiful. Like, I don't know if I've seen a more beautiful compact for makeup, and I want it purely for the packaging, and I don't always do that, even though I am a sucker for packaging. But this, I think I would want to get for a collector. Now, I want to say it's like $50 or $60. So will I buy it? I don't know. But I definitely want it. And I don't even know if it would work for my fair skin. So when Sephora gets it in store, I want to go play with it. But, oh my god, the packaging alone makes me want it. Now jumping into not buying, I'm still in the spring collection from Laura Mercier, and so they've got new colors for their Caviar eye sticks, which are fantastic cream eyeshadows, but there are plenty drugstore cream eyeshadows that are just as good and for half the price, if not more than half the price. So if you've got the money to splurge, I do recommend them, but it's not necessary and it's not something that I would want to buy. And then they have more colors for their, what's it called? Their Velour Extreme Matte Lip. Those I haven't tried. I do have a couple of their just velour lipsticks, which I do like. They're a great formula, and for a standard lipstick tube, they're long lasting. But these are like pencils, and I just haven't tried them. And then they're releasing these glacé, I want to say eye, lip, and cheek. So it's a gloss that you can use for all 3 of those areas. The gloss colors are very shimmery. It looks to you like you got a pink, a bronze, a pearl, and I can't tell the other color in the picture, but they're all shimmery, which I'm not against a shimmery gloss, but they just don't speak to me for my, like, that I would want to get lip gloss wise, and I'm not the kind of person that wants to use gloss on my cheeks or my eyes, so those are definitely a pass as well. Okay, next, now this wasn't released this week, but it was maybe 2 weeks ago. I'm a Marvel fan, although I'm kind of new to it. I binged all the movies a couple months ago, and I'm all caught up, and I am so excited for Endgame later this month. I already got my ticket. But Ulta has come out with their Avengers collection, and to me this just doesn't scream Avengers. Like, it's boring. And then the inside of the two palettes, so there's an eye palette and a face palette with highlights. The inside, I do like the pattern where they have the different like symbols for the superheroes and Avengers and all of that, but the outside of the palette is like this watercolor cloud looking thing, and it just has like courageous and some other words, and like I would have flipped those. Like, I would rather the interior of the palette be the exterior, and that alone may have inspired me to buy them, but I'm just not interested. And in addition to the palettes, they have several makeup bags, which I don't need another makeup bag, and then 3 liquid lipsticks and 3 glosses, and these colors just don't interest me. So I am disappointed because I am a Marvel and Avengers fan, and I think this could have been better. Another thing I'm not buying would be the new festival collection from Colourpop. Maybe a couple of the pressed glitters that have piqued my interest, but overall I'm just not into the bright neon colors. And so you've got the pressed pigments, the pressed glitters, and then you've got plumping gloss, and then they've made a white mascara, which apparently they didn't have when they brought out their mascaras, and some cream gel liners. I'm just not interested in the colors, and I'm not a festival goer, so I wouldn't have an occasion to wear them anyway. So that I'm not interested in. And then keeping with Colourpop, they have recently come out with 2 Luxe lipsticks with Becky Gee. I didn't get anything from her original collab, and these 2 lipstick colors, it's like a deep plummy purple and then like this brick red, and it's like either I'm not interested in the color, or I have something similar in my collection. And no shade to Becky Gee, I just not really sure who she is, so I'm not a fan, and it's not something I would want for collecting purposes. Alright, moving on, Juvia's Place, which is a brand I've always been interested in, but I have never actually tried, so I do want to try some of their eyeshadows sometime. I just haven't gotten around to it. But they are now coming out with complexion products. So they're coming out with the I Am Magic foundation and concealer. The reason that I'm not interested in buying them is because they're marketed as being matte, and I have dry skin, so I like a more luminous finish. If they come out with like a glowy, dewy foundation concealer, I will be on top of that. I will try that because they're pretty affordable, and I don't know if the face products will be available in Ulta, but I know a lot of their shadows and blushes and stuff are. And next, Beauty Blender. I know they're getting away from just making sponges, so they're coming out with a liquid highlighter, I presume. It's called the Glass Glow Shine Lighter, and I mean there aren't any pictures of like what the color itself looks like, but I feel like you know, I don't even buy beauty blenders anymore because the drugstore makes such good quality sponges, so I'm just kind of over that brand, so I won't be buying that. And then Morphe is coming out with several shades of setting powder, and I'm not interested. I love my Laura Mercier translucent powder. I'm trying to finish that up, and then I got a couple other drugstore ones I want to use, and then like I mentioned earlier, I do have the Cover FX setting powder, so that's my next one to open. So I'm not in the market for a setting powder, and this didn't pique my interest. And then staying with Morphe, they came out with this highlight with, I want to say her name is Desi Danger. And it's like this pretty pink highlighter, and I think it could work with my complexion. I just, I prefer kind of like the golden pearlescent or pearly highlighters over the pink. So as of right now, I'm just indifferent towards it. Okay, so MAC is coming out with more items for their MAC Bling Thing collection, and there were other items in it, but the only thing I'm focusing on are their Dazzledrops. And while I do like liquid illuminators, these just look too glittery, and I've never tried their Dazzledrops before, but the idea, I like the idea, but in the swatches in the picture, it just looks like the glitter is too chunky for me. Too Faced is adding to their peach collection with another peach frost, which I think is supposed to be like a cream to powder formula. And I can't tell if this is supposed to be a blush or a highlight, but it just looks too metallic and too almost like terracotta, maybe even deeper than that, to work for me as either a blush or a highlight. So that I'm going to pass on. And then Kylie Cosmetics is coming out with a setting spray, and same with my feelings for the Juvia's Place foundation concealer. This is supposed to be a matte setting spray, so I'm not interested, but if she does come out with a dewy setting spray, I would like to try it, because I really haven't ventured into this brand, not for any particular reason, but I do love setting sprays, so if you want to come out with a dewy one, Kylie, I will try it. And then there's a new brand, I want to say it's available at Sephora, don't quote me on that, but it's Patrikios. I believe he's a makeup artist. I'm not super familiar with him, but there are, let me get the list of products. They're very luminous, which you think I'd be interested in. However, there's a body oil. I'm not into body oils. A highlighting mist just sounds scary to me, like that would just get all over. And I don't want like glitter, just spray glitter on myself. Then there's a literal fan. I'm like, no, I mean, I don't need it. That's not necessary. Lip Shine. The lip gloss colors that I can see just don't pique my interest. They're kind of remind me of the ones from the Mercier collection. So just colors that don't interest me. And then, was that it? I think that's it. So I like the idea of the kind of bronzy shimmer concept for a brand, but nothing is truly speaking to me. Finally, apparently Kat Von D is coming out with something. She sneaked peeked this flower compact. You can't really tell what's inside of it. I don't know what kind of product it's gonna be. My guess is like a powder, but I'm just over Kat Von D as a person and as a brand. I no longer purchase from them. I don't always, and when we live in this cancel culture, and I'm not all about that, because I think you can separate art from artists, but in this respect I can't, and I'm just over her and her products, so I definitely won't be getting that. Alright, so that's it for all my eyeing and not buying this time around. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know any new releases I may have missed down in the comments, or if you are interested in something I'm not, and vice versa. I'd like to know. If you're not already, I'd love for you to subscribe, and so you can see what more I have coming up in the future. I am planning a review of the Villains Misunderstood palette from Colourpop. I have this upside down, and I did do this eye look from that, so I'm planning to do a video with several looks for that / a review if you want to see that, and I hope you enjoyed. So until next time, bye.